Hello everybody, welcome back. Oops, not that. So hopefully, I've been working with my ISP for the last little bit. Hopefully we got this resolved. Basically had to switch modems. Okay. Alright, I'll go ahead and get us in queue here. So the KL rework and all that patch stuff comes out tomorrow. Yeah, I spent today, I had school today, and then it was one of my good friend's birthday, so I had to go out, and he wanted to have a drink, me to have a drink with him, and then I was working with the ISP, trying to get the internet stuff resolved. It's been down all day, but hopefully this is good. Hey, what's up, John? I just switched over to the other modem. This one is getting back to the 180... 180 megabytes up. So I think that means that it's back to normalization. Now the problem with this one though was the upstream on this modem. Like the downstream was never a problem on this one. Like I could keep playing League, it wouldn't kick me out, it wouldn't mess with my connection. Just like sometimes with the upload, there was a problem. And I thought that we kind of resolved it, but then it was getting sort of shaky again. And then I switched back to the old modem. And for some reason it was working better for the last 3 months or so. But now it's not. It's started screwing up the last 2 days, and so now I've switched back to this newer modem. And at least for now, it appears to be working much better. Why is the size changing? Okay. So, yeah, it should be working. I'm gonna ban Leona and just like try to go back to Sona. Sona was winning for me a lot. I still think that Nami's really good. I'm just gonna try this out.
Masterpiece shall we play today?
It's really annoying how you click on a certain rune tree and then it puts you in a different one. Like I know almost for certain that I've clicked on Nami there, and it took me down to the Shyvana rune page. I've seen the patch notes. Yeah, I haven't done a video on it just yet. I don't think they're going to shake up the meta that much. I'm not... The Aftershock nerf, I didn't see that on the PBE, so that's something that's a little different that I'll have to think over. Let me Professor these guys real quick. I really do not like seeing a Caitlyn on my team unless this guy's like a one-trick Caitlyn. It's because I really hate tempo champs. Like, if you lose the game... If you don't win by, 20 minutes, then I really don't like playing it. He does have a good win rate with her, but... Blitzcrank. Well, at least we forced him on Blitz. Not a ton of experience on Hecarim. Ash Blitz, that's annoying. Jungle, mains, 0 brain. Okay. Okay, he's against Vhagar. That's a really good matchup for him. This dude's alright. Okay, we'll run with that. Probably going to go with Barrier. Is Rakan back? I doubt it. I don't know. I don't think Rakan's, like, unplayable right now. I just think you have to be very careful. I think he's a lot worse against mobile champions. He still is, but I think that, like, if they don't have a lot of mobile champions and you're just trying to peel, I think he's a little bit better. I mean, realistically, like, you're going to get Moby Boots on him pretty quickly anyways. So the difference there is you're only getting 20 extra move speed on your W. Sorry, I'm changing the screen out here. All right, what are we working against here? Right, they have a very low amount of games played on all of their champions, so that hopefully bodes well for us. So I don't think that he's going to be back to, like, his, you know, blind pickable level, but I think that certainly with Xayah, I think he'll be back. Yeah, and he gets a little bit of extra damage on his W. I mean, we'll see. I think he'll still be kind of fringe. But he'll probably be one of my more favored engage type of champs. Let's see. What about the Nunu? Yeah, Caitlyn's pretty popular. David asked, what about Nunu? I still think Nunu will be fine. That will add up during his clears in kind of the mid-game. I mean, if he's losing 80 HP per chomp, he'll be a little bit less healthy on clears. It's because, I mean, if you think on an average clear, you're probably going to chomp, you know, 15 times or something, right? And so, at least 10 times, right? So if you're losing 30 per, you're basically losing like 300 effective health. So, you know, it can definitely affect you. But I still think he'll be relatively healthy in fights. He needed a nerf. He was around, you know, a 50% win rate or so, so it'll just be actually possible to kill him. You know, he still gets 50% extra healing, you know, off of it, so they didn't take that away. So he's still going to heal for a ton, you know, later on in team fights, especially if he has Spirit Visage. He still gets his shield off of his ult. I think he'll still be good. It'll just be like, it'll actually be possible to kill him if he tries to invade you. Okay, nice. No, he died, dude. That's why we were going to help him. Well, the problem with Nunu is he's like, he can be very consistent. The thing is, he has a lot of power when he's really like, when he's so good he can be played in pro play. He creates a lot of problems because his chomp plus smite makes it impossible to take an objective off of him. So he just like gets guaranteed like every Baron if he's around, or Dragon, you know. So he's just one of those champions that can just be really like oppressive when he's very good. He might be in that bush right there. Okay, there he is. Oh, it's a lane Warwick and a jungle Silas. I wonder if they forgot to switch or if that's a real thing. I mean, I noticed it was the jungle Silas, but I forgot it was Warwick top. Trying to get stacks for my spell thieves. Hey, what's up, Stefan? Hopefully internet's working better today. I felt bad because Girl Fiery came out last night. Hopefully she'll come back out. We haven't seen her in a few months, and she was one of our most beloved members. She was always a lot of fun. Big time supporter of the channel, so it was nice to see her out again last night. She's like, oh hey, I haven't been on in a while. I'm like, oh hey, my internet's freaking out. So the stream's got to end. So hopefully, you know, we got it fixed. I know, cat, just chill. We're doing all right bottom, sort of. I mean, once again, Caitlyn's not really. Ally has been slain. We're not really applying any pressure. We're just farming off, which is bad. Exactly what you don't want to be doing as Caitlyn. If you just want to sit there and farm off, like, just play Jinx. It's the same thing. If you just want an, or like Twitch or something, you know. If it's just an AFK farm off, or Vayne. Vayne's probably the best option, but she's not the same style as Caitlyn. You know, Vayne has mobility. I think Vayne's really, really strong right now, but in solo queue, or Lucian. But if you like to just hang back really like far away and just like hyperscaler, just farm, don't ever touch the enemy laner, then just play Jinx. It's like the problem with Caitlyn, if you wonder why she doesn't scale, why I always say that, is because her base attack speed is super slow. She has some of the slowest base attack speed in the game, which means she has very low scaling with the Zeal items, compared to someone like Jinx, who has a much faster base attack speed. And she doesn't have any steroids in her kit for base auto attack. She's basically a combo champion. Like, you have to land your traps, you have to really utilize your headshot mechanics to burst people, because you don't have attack speed steroids. Like, there's no button you can press that's going to give you a lot of attack speed. You don't have AD steroids. There's no button you can press that's going to give you a ton of AD. Your ultimate can't really be used in active combat. It's only to finish people off at the end. So that's the difference between her and, like, Twitch and Jinx. Like, Jinx gets a lot of extra AD and, like, burst damage off of her rockets. Whereas, like, Twitch gets a lot of extra attack speed off of his Q. And he gets a lot of AD off of his ult. mean, Kat, you saw him. He just killed someone else right in front of you. So you can't even try to blame the Blitzcrank. The Blitzcrank roam. Like, we saw him on wards. He just killed your jungler right in front of your face. Like... Yeah, Kates are almost always bad. I don't know. This person has an okay win rate. It's like 54% on Caitlyn or something, but I don't know. I don't like it. Holy shit, he blew me up before I could barrier. I'm really bad. I should have barriered that. I didn't think he was going to blast me like that. Okay, well that's good.
Double kill.
Hey, thanks, Joseph. I appreciate it. I've got some more guides coming up soon for Total War and League. I was going to do some more today, but I just had so much going on with the birthdays, like my friend's birthday party, and then trying to fix the internet. But I'll definitely have those coming out soon. Hey, what's up, Calvin? How can they make Lulu more viable? 2 changes. Number 1, make the W instant, so that it's not a projectile, and so that it can't be wind-walled or blocked by Braum. Number 2, move the attack speed buff over to her shield and away from her W. Oh my god, Blitzcrank everywhere. Yeah. Because right now, like, her W is everything. If W's on cooldown, she doesn't do anything. Like, her shield is okay, but it's not that great. Her Q is basically worthless outside the laning phase for support Lulu. Her ult's pretty good. But if they gave her shield some attack speed value, that would help out a lot. It wouldn't feel as bad to level up the shield early on in the game. And that would allow you to... It would give you so much more flexibility with your W. Because right now, if you put your W on somebody, like, sometimes you have to put your W on your AD carry just to give them the attack speed and the move speed, right? Then you're losing out on the polymorph ability. But if your shield gave the attack speed, then you could shield the AD carry, hand out the attack speed, and still have your polymorph. And that would be huge. Or you could use the W to give attack speed to your engager, and still have the shield to put it on your AD carry. To put the, so you could give the movement speed on your engager, on your Hecarim, your Olaf, something like that, with the W, and still have the shield to give the attack speed to your AD carry. I think that's the absolute, best thing they could do, is decouple the attack speed from the shield, or from the W, and put it on the shield instead. Yeah, I just switched back to an older modem that I had, and that seems to be working, so hopefully it stays that way.
Dominating.
I could see Kayle as a scaling jungler, kind of like Kindred. I could see that. I don't think support. I think that she needs too many levels for support. But I could see like a scaling jungler if that's kind of your thing that you're going for. My thought process is she'll probably also be too weak to lane. I don't know how she'll skirmish. I'll have to look at her numbers in the jungle, but it could be like a Master Yi-esque type of thing where you're just trying to power farm, or like a Kindred. I think Kindred can actually duel sort of okay early on, but she definitely, you know, scales off of those marks, so I think Master Yi might be a good comparison for her. Where it's like you are just really in there to try to farm. And then you're just a powerhouse later in the game. Hey, thanks, Jesus. I actually didn't get a haircut. I just pulled my hair back. I'm going to buy before we... 65. I'm just going to sell that. We'll buy more fairy charms, but I really want this power spike right now. Did I have a ward? Maybe I should have put a ward here on this side. I have one on the other side, but...
Godlike.
Where the hell? Am I just blind? Okay, well. I'm just kidding. I guess Warwick just walked up to me. I was too busy looking at Cat, and I guess I just wasn't looking at Warwick. Oh, dude, y'all are gonna die like Caitlyn. Okay, well, maybe not. Stand corrected. Ekram did quite a bit of burst there. Well, Fiora's... Alright.
Destroyed a turret.
Yeah, I honestly don't think she's going to be that great anywhere, but like jungle, at least maybe you can just avoid people and try to scale. But then it's like, you know, why would you play her over Yi? Maybe against melee tanks or something, top lane, I don't know. Her numbers look a little iffy to me. She's going to be too risky in pro, I think.
Shut down.
Oh yeah, that barrier bait, baby. Scale Zillion in the bot lane? I don't think so. I mean, like, some stuff could work, but a lot of pros are kind of like me in the sense that they're very risk averse. They just want very consistent stuff most of the time, and it just seems like a risky pick. It just requires a lot of levels and a lot of items, is what I'm saying. Oh god, I'm probably dead. I'm dead. I shouldn't have gone up there with her.
Kill.
I just don't like that type of champion design where it's like if they're really fed, they're unstoppable. Like there's very little counterplay, and then if they are, you know, if they're not really fed, then they're just worthless. I just think that creates like difficult to balance champions. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is I don't think you'll see her in bot lane because she wants the levels. Of course, people said that about Cassiopeia too for a long time. That Cassio needs levels to scale also, but then she was actually really powerful in bot lane for a while, and she's still all right in bot. Scuttle's coming up. I'm gonna try to go ahead and ward this. But Cassiopeia obviously is ranged and has a lot of utility with the miasma in her ultimate, so it's a little bit different. How did I know it was gonna happen? How did I know it was gonna happen?
An enemy has been slain.
We probably still win the team fight. We'll see. KO support. Nah, it's not reportable. No. They know that's warded, dude. Why Ardent third item? So Caitlyn's not doing very well. Redemption helps out Fiora and Katarina a lot more. I've been doing that a lot more. Like, Ardent is pretty good, but like... Athene's plus Redemption is so powerful. Dude. Damn it, I didn't see the W. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, that's a good rule of thumb, Jose. Yeah, where would they ward? I mean, the thing is, we knew they had a ward. When Caitlyn was going for that red, like, they saw her walk over there. Like, because I was clearing the ward. Like, we saw it. Because I had a sweeper. Or a control ward, I don't remember. But we definitely saw a ward there. I don't know. Do you guys think I should... I'm going to get a haircut pretty soon. But do you think I should just say whatever and just pull it back like that? Or do you think I should go, like, swoop it across the front? I think this makes me look like 10 years older with, like, my forehead like that. But, I mean, really, who gives a flip? Zadie? It is, this is more comfortable. It's out of my way. I just like to put it in front of my face so I look like I'm in my 30s instead of my 50s, but... Sadie, you need to calm it down. Yeah, you need to take it down a notch. I might do an 80 carry game. Slick back. I might do an 80 carry game and see if we can chip in here. It is only like connecting 3 with the 80 carry though. So we'll play one more support game. Ponytail. One time, just for, I think it was one stream just for fun, my wife French braided my hair, but tapered on the side. I'm not doing one of those new cool kid, like, haircuts. I guess it's not even really that new anymore, where it's, like, shaved on the sides or whatever, and then spiked up or something on top. Look like 90% hair. Yeah, someone said I was starting to look like Cousin It. If anyone remembers that from the Addams Family. Okay, let me just feed the cat real, just like 30 seconds. I'll put us in queue. I'll probably be back before the queue even pops, but oh, what's up, Jolty? Hey, I saw that video. Hold on, I can link it real quick. Jolty was in it. I thought Tower 1 was a little harsh about that, but Jolty was. I don't think you were like in many of the plays, but you were kind of YouTube famous there, because I saw your name in the mid lane.
What if I promised you?
So I can link it in the chat here. No, he didn't. I think there were just a couple of people in the game. They were like bronze or something, and he was just like looking at their play rate. I didn't think he was even looking at you. I thought he was looking at somebody else. I don't know, but no, he didn't really comment on. I don't think he commented on Anivia in that game, really. It was just him blasting the bot lane, and there were a couple other things. Okay, yeah, maybe he said good job once with the stun. I was like eating lunch and looking at other stuff when I saw it. The Jax, yeah, there was I think it was the enemy 80 carry he was also talking about. I don't remember what it is. I guess he has a $10,000 bet going on with Mo about who gets a challenger faster or something like that. Anyways, I'll be back in 1 second. Let me give the cat a piece of food. Huh. Okay, Shy Guy. Yeah, my voice is not going to be up to snuff, I'll guarantee it, but yeah, I can try whatever. Well, I mean, he's a challenger level player. He should make that stuff look easy. I mean, if you're like a Gold 1 player, you should make Iron 4 look easy, you know, that type of thing. And it goes up, like, it skyrockets. Like, it sounds like, oh, just Diamond, Masters, Challenger. Like, that's only going up basically 2 leagues. It's way, way more than that. It's like going from something like, you know, a small college playing basketball to go into the NBA to being on, like, you know, and then, like, the pros are kind of like the all-star team type of thing. Huge, huge jump in skill, or like college football or whatever. I'm just gonna ban Leona again, and I'm just gonna go with the ban Leona, pick Sona, just to see. Like, I don't know. I just haven't been winning a lot with Nami this week. Calm down, Comcast. Well, I just switched my modem to the newer modem. I switched back to it, so hopefully it, you know, works. Like, it's so weird, the different problems. Like, this modem, like, the downstream pretty much always worked. Like, I could always play the game. I would never have, like, internet interruptions that messed with me personally. Can I bot? Dodging last second then. Yeah, I do still look people up. I should do that. I mean, this is going to be a dodge. This guy never plays Corki. He said he was going to dodge, but I'm not sure if I trust that.
Only you can hear me, Summoner. What masterpiece shall we play today?
But yeah, this one never had a problem with downstream. It was always the upstream. It was always like when I was streaming, it would be like inconsistent at times. Like the upload value would be very far down. And then, but the one last night, the internet was actually, and just most of today and the day before, the internet was just actually straight up not working at all. So I don't know. Hopefully this works. He said he's dodging at the last second. Okay, I think he actually did dodge before I did. Yeah, I looked people up last time, guys. I was commenting on, like, the win rates of everybody, like, before the last game. I do that quite a bit. It's just sometimes when I'm talking to the stream, I don't. So I probably do that, like, 90% of the time. Or if I'm in, like, a promos, sometimes I don't. I don't really remember him hitting you that hard. From what I remember. Of course, I didn't realize it was you until, like, halfway through the video. I wasn't really paying attention. I just kind of had it going on in the background while I was eating. The client definitely seems a lot more responsive today, though, for sure. I thought it was fine, man. I mean, it's not a big deal. Like, he should be way better than... Like, if he wasn't, it would be an embarrassment. A lot of people are doing these, like, you know, unranked challenger. Like, people just don't want to try to climb up challenger right now. They just get way more views. I mean, I've talked about the psychology of that beforehand also, like, smurfing. Because, like, it makes you look really good. Because people, like, you can think about it rationally in your mind. Wow, he's way better than these people. He's smurfing. But then when you see it, you're like, wow, he's, like, making all these awesome plays. But you forget that, like... You know, he's styling on people that are way worse than him. It's like if an NBA player went out to like a middle school playground and started dunking on kids out there, you know, you wouldn't be that impressed. You'd be like, okay, he's 6'7". This kid's like 5'4". He just slammed it in his face and knocked him to the dirt and then laughed at him. Like, we'd think, man, what a bully. What a jerk, right? You know, he made this kid cry. Like... It wouldn't look that impressive. I mean, it'd be funny for a little bit, but then after a while, we'd be like, man, this is just sad, you know? It's like, why can't you guard me? You know, it's like this 6'7" guy, like, trash-talking this, like, you know, 7th grader. It's like 5'5", you know, that he just knocked down and dunked on, and is just, like, rejecting every shot the kid tries to throw up, just not even giving him a chance. You know? But in League, you don't see it that way. But that's what it is. You know, when a challenger goes down into, like, bronze, silver, gold, that type of thing. That's what it is. But we don't see it that way because we think of people as, like that.
I must not fall.
But, I mean, it shows really fast progress, and it tries to make you look good. You have a huge win rate. It's like, oh my god, I got an 80% win rate, you know, type of thing. Whereas, like, if you're in Challenger, you know, it's going to be very slow. You're going to have, like, a 50 to 55% win rate, and you're going to be playing against people that are just as good as you are, and you know, you're gonna have bad games, and it's just not gonna look as great. T1. I don't think T1's a midget. I don't know. He's like 5'5" or something, 5'6". I don't know his exact height. Yeah, he's a little on the like shorter side compared to a lot of Americans, but not like by an astounding amount. The reason people even like make a big deal about that, God, picking Sona into Talon just seems terrible. I could do like Lulu.
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah, Heisendong is chill. Oh, of course they are. I don't know, man. Whatever. Like I said, I don't like smurfing. I'd rather play against peers, but it'd probably get me more views. I could look awesome if I dropped into bronze also. Be like, oh my god, I'm Zyra. I got 15 kills this game, bot lane, you know? I really don't think he was talking about you, Jolty. He mentioned there were some Silver 2 and Silver 3 people in there. Maybe he didn't, like, look at the, you know. Like I said, I wasn't paying super attention to it. Hey, thanks so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Thanks, Zombie Slayer. I didn't vet this. Okay, they did switch. Okay, got it. Well, I didn't do my research, but whatever. Okay. It's fine, man. Look, it's fine. There was nothing anyone could have done in those games probably that would have impressed him, honestly. He even said, I mean, he was flaming all of his viewers at some point. He said, I know y'all are laughing at this. He's like, why are you laughing? I know 90% of you make these same mistakes. I remember him saying that. He's like, y'all out there laughing like you don't do this stuff. He's like, I know you do. So he was like making fun of all of his viewers at the same time. He's just making fun of everybody. He made fun of himself a couple of times when he died. Is that right, Sadie? Yeah, he did compliment the Leona a little bit. We did drop a couple of frames there. We dipped into the red zone for like 1 second. But at least it's staying relatively on point here. Hopefully, I mean, it's working better than it was earlier. It's actually on. So, it's a step in the right direction. I really think there's like a minor problem, or not a minor, but like an issue with the wiring at the house eventually, so I might need to call a person to deal with it. I just don't want to pay $7 for it, but if it's gonna create consistent problems, I might have to do that. Who are we with? We're with it's Kaisa bot lane against that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get these charges or not. I'm just going to go with coin. Like, if I'm going to go for Athenes... If you're going for Athenes, you definitely need to go Spell Thieves. But if I want to go for, like, Ardent into Redemption, then... coin is acceptable. Why use OBS Studio when I got the GeForce? Is it better? See, NVIDIA. Do they have a streaming platform? I didn't know that NVIDIA does. OBS was just, I was just looked up, like, what's the best free streaming platform, and that's just what almost unanimously everybody said was OBS. So I just went with what a lot of people said, and that's what I initially learned. And I really, like, don't like to change stuff if I don't have to. Kind of old and set in my ways. Like, man, I don't want to learn a new service. Dude, they ran away, man. Like, I was trying to walk up. We didn't want to bait him too hard, though. He did give us a lot of pressure in this lane, though, which is nice. This range. I would have hit him if I was Nami, for sure. But, like, the 650 range is rough on Lulu early. I skilled up the E. Okay. Okay, well, we forced the heal. Nice. Okay, Twitch going off. Maybe I shouldn't have even leveled up the shield much more, because it does cost a lot more mana, and I'm already over-shielding the Fiddle. Like, I'm already shielding more damage than he's doing with Aerie, so I don't want it to just cost more mana than it needs to.
Too slow.
Nice.
That's one.
Oh, I should have probably leveled up my W. I don't know. I just wanted more harassment, but if I wanted that, I probably should have just gone for the Q. Q also is better wave clear. Okay, you got it. Did I switch? No, I didn't switch. Okay. It's alright. I thought about switching over to Inspiration for boots here, but... I wonder what she's getting with that pickaxe. Well, she should be getting Infinity first. Hopefully she doesn't get Ginsu's first. I guess that's not like completely like unviable, but she's getting hit by a lot of minions, so I just went ahead and...
An enemy has been slain.
Whoa, what the hell? Where did that redemption come from? Zoe? Okay, Zoe threw a random redemption in there. Yeah, it was awkward. Yeah, I know you have to go, well, you go for the double pickaxe if you're going for the Blade of the Ruined King build, which, is bad. Okay, pickaxe builds into Infinity Edge. I forgot they reworked it where it's not double BF anymore, so she can still get Infinity Edge. I still think that Infinity Edge into Hurricane is better, or just Infinity Edge into Gensu's, I guess. If people want to do that, but I really don't like the Blade of the Ruined King build. Usually, if people go in the Blade build, they'll go Blade, double pickaxe, and then finish Gensu's. We are up a lot of CS. It just sucks we died right there. But that was really weird. Okay. Oh, I should have had a potion ticket the whole time. I don't know. That could have been awkward. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that just because it's more cost efficient to buy it. I want to try to get Ardent like immediately. I should have switched over to Sweeper also. Well, I didn't need a barrier there, but I should have had my I should have had a potion taking. Okay, she is going Infinity Edge first. I like that. I approve of that message. No? Okay. I maybe could have body blocked the Warwick ult for her. I don't know, but then I would not have been able to poly him. I maybe gotten blown up. I don't think you can use your summoners when you're suppressed. You can use your summoners when you're stunned, but I don't think you can do it while you're suppressed. So I don't think I would have been able to activate barrier, and I think they would have blown me up. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch. I maybe could have body blocked that. Nerfing Ezreal in 9.6, good. I mean, I like playing Ezreal, but especially for competitive, he's a nightmare. Like, too much damage for how safe he is. Yeah, they're gonna campus. Wow, what? Hold on. Twitch has 34 CS. 34. Like, yeah, he's got some kills, but my god, dude. Like, farm your jungle. Damn it, I should have dropped a ward in there. I just turned around and ran back as fast as I could.
Turret plating will soon fall. Has been slain.
Wow, he didn't die? Oh, they used a heal. That's awkward. That's exactly right, Springjack. If I was trying to nerf EZ, what I would do probably is just make the mana unique. It's already unique with 2 tiers. You can't stack 2 tiers. But why is it not unique with the complete item? It just seems dumb. To just say, look, if you go Mirror Mana and you go Archangel, you're losing out on that 1,000 extra mana. You can still have all the extra stuff, you just can't have the 1,000 mana. I mean, they could just nerf, like, his ratios on his W or, like, his Q. Maybe that's easier, but I think nerfing the double mana build is probably, like, the best way to go about it. They get the dragon or do we get it? They got it. We got a lot of kills off of that. Kaisa got a triple too, which is very good for us. Shielding Twitch to get the Ardent buff. They should make the tier item passive, kind of like Hydra items with the cleave. Yeah, exactly right. And, you know, Sheen items. There are a ton of items in the game that basically say, you know, you can only have one of these, like, special named passives. I really don't like this switch unless we're gonna get Redemption out of it, or Rift Herald out of it. I mean.
You're all mine.
You'll see more with your eyes closed.
Damn it, they're diving bot. We gotta get Rift. Just get Rift.
An ally has been slain.
You're welcome.
I could have polymorphed in faster. I should have barrier polyed and then shielded myself, probably.
Yup, that tasted purple. Just a pinch.
An ally has been slain. Got one.
I recommend stick.
Jesus. I got stunned up or something. I don't know. I don't know what stunned me, honestly. It feels like, because I was trying to ult him. Maybe people just got evaporated before I could even ult. I don't know. It should be instant. Maybe I misclicked. I don't know what happened. Twitch did get the mountain break, though. Maybe I should have polyed instead of, speeding up the Kaisa, or the Twitch.
Yup, that tasted purple.
I think Mundo can be good into Magic resist matchups. I still think top lane, if you really have to do a top lane tank, probably something like Scion or Maokai is probably better, but... Oh, I was silenced? What silenced me? Oh, the fiddle? Okay. I was like, I could have sworn I pressed the buttons. But just like nothing was working. Okay, well that makes more sense now. Silence is so like annoying because you can still move around. So you're like, why can't I do anything? It's not a stun. Why doesn't that see in that push? I need to save my W for Warwick. Warwick ult. How does he already have that back? What? Twitch or Talon's looking. Yeah, we can get some of those Lulu or those Zillion games in if you want. I think there's 3 left on the docket. I've tried Zoe. I wasn't very good with her. I don't know. I do think that she's good, but I'm not sure if she's my thing. Oh, Zoe support? No. I don't really have anything that great I can buy, so I might as well just stay. Does she have QSS? She does have QSS for the fear. So he's like, don't fight without me, guys. I'm the key here to victory. Damn, I guess if I'd planned ahead, I could have gotten Shirelia's, which might even be better for our team. And then we get him at Kale's anyways.
You'll see me. Whoa.
Okay, we got him. Yeah, Lulu is very good with Twitch. He's like, ha! He like opens up and blows people up. I think they could allow Mikhails to cleanse the suppression because the person getting suppressed wouldn't be able to Mikhails themselves. So, like a Quicksilver Sash. So, I think being able to cleanse other people with it, probably okay. I think that it should cleanse, or like it should have some kind of item cooldown on it. That seems like a good item to put it on. Like most people won't get Mikhails over other stuff these days. Twitch's optimism was annoying. Damn you, Twitch, having fun. What do you think this is? Transcendence, the AP ratio. Yes, it's actually more. So like 10% CDR is worth about 266 gold. and 20 AP is worth somewhere in the neighborhood of like 420 gold. So yeah, it's actually almost twice as efficient. Not quite, but it's close. It's like over 1.5 times efficient. So yeah, you get a really good bargain if you get CDR over the cap and you have Transcendence. Is ASMR a fetish? I don't know. Depends on why you listen to it, I guess. I don't know. I've never really been into that stuff, but to be fair, I haven't given it a try either, so. Yeah, Twitch was cool. I like that guy. He was pretty chill. Malzard would be impossible to play. Well, I think Mikhail's, if any support item needs a bit more love, it's probably Mikhail's. It very rarely gets bought. I mean, it's intended to kind of be niche, but it gets squeezed out. Like, Redemption, Ardent Censor, and Unholy, Athene's Unholy Grail are all better than that is, for the most part. So that's the thing, is I wish they would just do a little bit more to try to help out with that. So I think it would be cool if it just added on, like, you get an extra 10% item cooldown. They need some item that gives, like, cooldown reduction on item actives. That was so fun when Ruby Sightstone gave that. And then you had the Ingenious Hunter build with Ruby Sightstone. And you could get, like, 40% item cooldown or something like that. That'd be a lot of fun. Or they could put that on the coin line, since very few people complete the coin item anyways. Maybe like the fully completed coin gives, you know, maybe they make it cost a little bit more gold and it gives 20% item cooldown reduction, or maybe even just 10%. I don't know. Just something like that I think would be interesting though. I think that's an interesting space that a lot of people like, where they don't really explore item cooldown reduction. And I think specifically for supports that's really fun, because there are several items that have cooldowns that can be good for supports. Right? You've got Mikhail's, you have Redemption, you have Locket, you have Shirelia's, Sweeper, so you can sweep more. Like, all of these things were very fun to use with that item. You could get like your Redemption down to like a 30-second cooldown. Your Sweeper you could get down to like a 20-second cooldown. And then you just had zombie wards everywhere. I remember with that build, I'd have like over 100 wards a game because my Sweeper was always up, and I just get like all of these zombie wards. Ban Kate, what?
Only you can hear me, Summoner. What masterpiece shall we play today?
I'm really digging the barrier though, lately. God, Lulu. Lulu is a lot of fun. I don't have a great win rate on her yet, but to be fair, I haven't played her a lot either. Yeah, I was like 0-2 on her, you know. Yeah, there have been times where I played Lulu a lot, and she's really good. What supports OP right now? I mean, I think that Sona and, is this the same Fiddlesticks Ezreal? I think that Sona and Nami are very good. Those are probably my top 2 picks. And then Leona's pretty good into those picks. Okay, that guy's very good on Italy. That guy's pretty good on Lucian. Why not Renekton, man? Guess maybe he doesn't want to do Renekton at a Rise. I mean, his win rate on Akali's not, like, unplayable. Hog tits. What? Where do these kids get these names, man? 19 hours. Yeah, midterms are rough, man. I have like this really smart girl in my class, who just like just gets so anxious and freaked out about these essays, and she just like, I don't know, she was talking to me today. She's like, I don't know what you mean about like a solution, because like in their essay right now that I have them writing, they're basically just making an argument. They can make any argument they want. They just have to situate it within a discourse community. So all that means is you just have to look at scholars, look at an ongoing conversation about a topic, any topic, and just make a meaningful contribution to it. And we talk about different research techniques to do that, like how to, you know, find good quality sources, how to interpret what they're saying, and then like places where you can add in your own stuff. So you have to learn how to negotiate what other people have said with what you want to say so that they respect you, and, you know, you're making a good contribution to the conversation rather than just kind of like book report style. This person says this person says this, you know, summarize, or just take a side and say this person's right. You have to like do something that's a little bit different with the argument. So I don't think it's that insane to understand that, but she's just like, I don't understand what you mean by a solution. Like, you have to have a solution to a problem. I'm like, yeah, you have to pose an argument. And she's like, I'm like, a thesis. You have to like try to convince your audience of scholars to do or think something specific. And she's just like, I'm not used to doing that. Like, I'm used to like pointing out this person, this debate, or this person. I'm like, man, our public school systems are failing hard. It's like, there's so many students that are just like, you just ask them, I'm like, well, what do you want to write about? What do you think? They're like, I have no idea. I'm like, well, what's an argument? What do you think that like, what do you think people misunderstand about this topic? Or what do you think they should explore more and talk more about in terms of this topic? And they're just like, I don't know, man. Just let me do a book report. I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you do a book report. You're actually going to learn how to think in here. I said, it's fine. I mean, I said the standard is not like Nobel Prize, you know, originality, but I just want you to start taking your ideas and your research seriously and try to make meaningful contributions. Because when you get to the real world, whether you're trying to go to like an advanced degree, graduate school, or like even your job, like your boss is not going to hand you a Scantron, you know, they're not going to hand you a bubble sheet and say, okay, here's what you do for today. They're going to say, hey, here's this problem we're working on. We don't have an exact solution to it. That's why we hired you. So go figure it out. Like, that's going to, you know, that's how it works. They're like, hey, we've got this ad campaign. You know, we need to market this product. We'd like to have it ready in 3 months. This is your team. Go do it. You know, or it's like, hey, we've got this really complicated legal case. We're not really sure where to go with it. You know, you take this one. Go figure it out. You know, it's like any industry that you're in, for the most part, like you're going to have to like figure out how to work relatively independently on projects that don't have very clear like guidelines and criteria. Like, there will be some stuff, but you're going to have to make some judgment calls on some things too. Otherwise they wouldn't need to hire you. Like, if it was just something they could Google in 5 seconds and just, you know, figure out the solution that quickly, then they wouldn't hire you. Do I have any students that lived in China or India? Not as much at my current university. At my previous university, I almost always had a couple of students from China every class, like probably 2 or 3 students. They had a really robust exchange program with Chinese students. That was really cool. I got a bunch of different perspectives. I did actually have someone from India in my class. There are a couple of people, I believe they're Indian American though. They, you know, they have Indian names, but I'm pretty sure English is their first language, or at least they're bilingual. I don't think they're exchange students, but I did have one last semester. I'm pretty sure he was from India. I like foreign students. I think they're awesome. They usually work really hard. Like, some of those Chinese students, it was rough, like, because they, you know, sometimes they could barely speak English, but I'm like, you know what? They pick up on stuff really quickly, like the ideas. You can just explain it to them, like, they get it. Like, one girl was, but sometimes they say stuff that's, like, really controversial in America, the Chinese students, and they don't realize that it's, like, super controversial. And they said, you know, one person was talking about slavery in America.
Don't everybody thank me at once.
I mean, like, what do you want me to do there? He's like, oh, you took barrier. That's why I get engaged on constantly. Sorry, I kind of got interrupted in the middle of that story. But one of them was saying, like, well, they got housing, right? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, they didn't kill them, right? And I was like, yeah. It's like, and they gave them food, right? And they're like, yeah. They're like, I mean, it's not good, but is it really that bad or something like that? And I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was. Like, you can't say that here. But I mean, she was coming from a background, you know, just the Cultural Revolution, you know, less than 100 years ago. Millions of people were starving to death and dying and just getting, like, murdered in the streets for their political beliefs, you know, or whatever. And so to her, yeah, it didn't sound that bad, comparatively. But I'm like, yeah, you can't, hey, thanks, Andrew. I'm like, yeah, you can't say that, though. I mean, she had a point, but it's like, they're both bad. And then another one was talking about the first Chinese emperor. I think it was like Qin or something. And she was defending why his decisions were really good. And she was talking about how he was like burying scholars alive and burning books and stuff at the time. And he's like, she was like, well, they're disagreeing with him. It was causing a lot of political disruptions and, you know, all of these wars. And he was trying to unify people. So you can't have people doing that. So it was like, she was talking about the freedom of expression of different ideas was like really bad during that time era. And I was like, well, I guess so, man. I mean, it's easy to read back our 21st like century view on these things. Like, oh, everyone should have a voice and all this stuff. It's like, but, you know, historically, that could have been really dangerous too, depending on what that voice was. So, I don't know. It was just really cool to get their perspective because they just always thought about stuff a little differently. One of them said the Opium Wars was actually really good for China, that it wasn't oppressive by the British in the 19th century. They're like, no, it was good, you know, that they were causing all these drug issues and all these problems because it taught us to learn how to, like, modernize and deal with that and things like that. So, I don't know. I miss my Chinese students. I think they were fun. What's up, Jonas? Congrats, buddy. Okay. Well, maybe they're going to dive me here. TF's in position to counter if they do. And we'll just wait on Italy. He may have blast planted over. I'm not face checking that. Yeah, but yeah, that's exactly what should happen, but I was just being real with her. I was like, you can say that in this class, but you can't tell it to other professors. It should be a free exchange of ideas, but you can't, like, there are certain things you can't say in a modern university, like, because, like, people will get you if you say certain things, if you question, you know, certain types of standard. Like, if you come up and say something like, slavery, you know, slavery wasn't really that bad, you know, that type of thing, like, even if you have, like, she had a pretty, like, interesting reason comparing it to, like, Chinese, like, you know, mass murder in the Cultural Revolution. It's just like you know, some professors will just fail you on the spot for that. Not like technically, but you will get on their shit list, and they will find ways to get you. It's very political, especially in English departments, and it's not fair. I try to be, you know, very open-minded and, like, fair with students, even if I disagree with what they're saying, you know, politically or ideologically or whatever. Oh, hell yeah, you don't protest the government in China. Not unless you got a death wish. Yeah, they don't play that over there. Well, I don't even think it's grades here. I think, honestly, most employers don't really care what your grades are. You know, they do to an extent. If you have honors, that's good, but they care a lot more. First of all, I think number one is networking. If you know people that work there, if you've met them at conferences, you know, or if you've worked for somebody that they know and respect. So it's like, oh, you worked with Bob over at GE or something like that. Cool, man. Yeah, you know, you're moving. Sure, I'll give you a job over here at, you know, 3M or whatever, right? Like, so if you know people that, if you're like in the in group, you know, if you're networked, that's the best thing. But if you can't be networked, then being ambitious with innovative ideas is the next biggest thing, I think. So coming in saying, hey, I know y'all are working on these projects. I think I've got some major things I can contribute right out the gate coming in. Like, just people who are motivated and ambitious, and they, like, do their research. They know what's going on in, like, these different companies. Like, hey, I'm applying to marketing at Abercrombie & Fitch or something like that. You know, I listened in on your most recent conference call for your quarterly earnings for the company. I see you're, you know, wanting to move into this market and you're trying to push this product. I've got a lot of experience with that, you know, in this other firm that I work for. And I would like to bring that to the table with your company by doing these initiatives, by doing this, this, and that. Like, that's the kind of stuff that gets you hired, not I have a 3.7 GPA from a state school, you know? Because, yeah, everybody's got that who applies. Every serious applicant's going to have something like that. The GPA just really doesn't get you that much in this day and age. I think he picked Fiddle after Sona. I don't think that Sona's particularly bad into Fiddle. You outscale him later, you just drop a redemption when he ults, and you use your W. You can heal through most of his damage unless he's, like, turbo fed. Lucian's just, like, really just not having it. He just, like, refuses to go in. Like, I'm pretty sure I've dropped that Ezreal to 10% by myself in this lane. They're gonna get more plates off of this. You do get, what do you mean you don't get rewarded for producing skills? Skills that produce, or like creating skills. I think skill jobs are like a lot better. Like you're talking like blue labor type of jobs, blue collar, you know, like mechanics, electricians, plumbers. Those people make a hell of a lot of money, especially compared to what I make. Particularly because you don't have to go into any college debt for it, and you can like start earning a lot of money much faster in your life. Like you can, you know, become a mechanic and start cranking out, you know, $40,000, $50,000 a year right out of high school, basically. Whereas like with a lot of jobs, you have to go to college for 4 years, go in debt, and you can't start earning real money until you're like 23 or 24.
Turret plating will fall soon.
So yeah, I think college is good for a lot of people. Obviously, you know, I teach at a university, but I think there are a lot of people like that are much better served by doing a trade, honestly. And I think that's fine. Doesn't mean you're a bad person or you're dumb. It's just some people just like working with their hands more. People just don't like sitting in a classroom. But yeah, I think you can make some pretty good money off of that kind of stuff still.
Has been destroyed.
And old Nidalee tempo champ. That's right, Extro. Yeah, I think that's it. I know, yeah, I have several friends that are like that too. I think it's a very common misconception. You know, you definitely... can make a lot of money, and you can enjoy what you're doing. You can still be, like, you know, a smart person, do that too. Like, nothing stops you from reading or, like, exploring ideas or learning just because you're not in a college classroom. I mean, most people forget 90% of what they learn in college anyway. So I think that college can be good. I think you can learn a lot out of it, and it can give you access to, you know, lots of interesting career paths you may not otherwise have access to. But I don't think that it's for everybody, and I don't think you have to go, like... we'll see. I would like to see him just make primary school a lot better first before college being free. Because once again, I don't think everybody like needs to go to college. Maybe, but I don't know. I think that everybody needs to go to high school and middle school and stuff like that, though. So I would work on that first. Make sure our K-12 is not total garbage. And then, which it is in a lot of places. And it's not the teacher's fault. It is, you know, not always. Sometimes it's the teacher's fault. But schools just don't have resources. Like, they just can't give students extra tutoring or extra help. And, you know, there's just so many things that schools could do that they can't have the, you know, the money for it. I feel like there's going to be someone else here, so that's why we're running. We could probably 2v2 him, but I don't think it's a 2v2. Oh, that sucks, Miniclo. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm gonna go ahead and... Yeah, I think there should be some, like life skills kind of stuff. I mean, realistically, parents should be teaching their kids that stuff, but at the same time, it doesn't happen, especially in a lot of really working class neighborhoods where parents just don't spend a lot of time with their kids. They're working 2 or 3 jobs to pay the bills. The how to interview and people skill stuff, maybe not. I mean, maybe, but... I mean, my number one, if you're trying to figure out things that need more funding, that are like good public services, I think K-12 schools and healthcare be things that I would definitely look to reform, for sure. We're getting out tempoed. Italy's falling off hard. That was a good turnaround, though. Yeah, we can get a little bit more, I think, right? I mean, I think we gave up a little too easily on that. But, alright, fine. Yeah, it's getting really hard for them to do anything to us because I just had so much healing and shielding in team fight. Oh, that blue card though. Now, if that would have been a yellow card, we would have had that kill. We're like turbo feeding. Why are we going back in? Like, what's happening? This is so clowny. Dealing with emotions is too complicated. I mean, I do think that there should be more like counseling services for kids maybe, but not a formal class on like emotions. Well, we stopped it. We fed them pretty hard there to do it, but Wait, what? God, we just gave up like 6 kills in like 30 seconds or something. She got like 3 or 4 of them. Or LeBlanc. LeBlanc is the real problem because she does so much burst that it's hard for me to heal through that. I can heal through Ezreal or Fiddlesticks with that build that Fiddlesticks has, but LeBlanc is way harder to deal with because she just does so much damage. She can just be waiting anywhere. Okay. Rek'Sai got away with just soloing it. Oh, Boots of Swiftness. You should almost never get Boots of Swiftness on most champions. Like, mobility boots give you so much extra rotational pressure and, like, ability to sweep larger radiuses. I mean, there's a time and a place to get something like Mercs, you know, or Ninja Tabby maybe, but, like, Swiftness, you're paying too much for that little bit of extra in-combat movement speed. There was a time when Boots of Swiftness were really strong, but they ended up nerfing them. I think they took like 10 speed off of them or something. Unless you're getting a lot of value out of that slow reduction, you're just better off getting the stats. Akali has her ult. Nidalee has her ult. What the hell? But no, Akali does have her ult though, so that should have definitely been something that is utilized a little bit better. We just need like another like really good team fight here so that I can complete redemption, and then we'll be in a pretty good spot. That champion is so fucking stupid every time LeBlanc's in the game. Like, why can she engage from here all the way over to here to kill me without using a flash? Like, why is her kill radius from here to here? Because she can jump, chain, and then still outrange me even when I flash. Don't let her copy the second jump. Just don't let her copy your jump. I don't know what's hard to balance about this. She would still have like a 1,000 range engage instead of a 2,000 range engage. It's fine. She could still do a lot of damage. It's just like... It's just so frustrating. I shouldn't have been up that far. I mean, I know she can do it. Like, it doesn't really matter how I feel about it. That's how the game works right now. But it is still frustrating. So, you know, it's my fault I died because she has that capability, and I know that. But just voicing my distaste for how much she can jump. starting to come online. Akali's starting to get some stuff. Nidalee's falling off, but Rek'Sai's kind of falling off too. We don't have anyone that can like check stuff though, that can face tank stuff. Damn it, they're getting engaged on middle, aren't they? Stay on this, dude. Come here. How does she have a third jump? How many jumps? Like literally how many jumps? She didn't even jump on me with the first one. It was like jump, jump, chain. Okay, you got out of it, jump. 3 seconds later. Like the thing is she doesn't even have to land on you with the jumps to deal enough damage to kill you, and she doesn't even have to mimic her Q. Like, she should, at the very least, have to make a choice. Like, okay, if I want that kind of mobility, if I'm double jumping, I'm doing very, very limited damage. I'm only going to kill you if you're super low, if I do my double jump. Like, that should, at a bare minimum, be the trade-off. It's not just mages, it's LeBlanc specifically, because she's so mobile, and she one-shots you without having to invest a lot in her like one-shot capabilities. Like for her to one-shot you like that, she should have to mimic her either her chains or her Q. She should not be allowed to mimic her W. So what they need to do if they want to allow her to double jump is give her, if they want to keep her like relatively neutral, is give her a bigger AP ratio on her W. But then take damage away from her Q, or her sigil, her passive. They took damage away from her W because they didn't want her to wave clear, so that's understandable, but like, she should at least have to land on you with the W to do enough damage to kill you, but right now she doesn't even have to land on you with either one of the W's. She can just use both of them for mobility and just kill you with a Q and a chain, basically. I mean, LeBlanc is like almost single-handedly carrying this game for them. Her score doesn't look like insanely impressive, but she applies so much pressure. I'm gonna have to... Like Zed, I think, is a pretty relatively fair assassin. Like, he has one all-in that's on a reasonable cooldown. Yeah, she's even doesn't even have like a huge damage build. Like, she's got a utility item with Banshee's Veil, and she still does that much damage. I don't know. Zed has, like, Zed can be unfair, but at the same time, he has a large window on when he can all in with his ults. And there's like decent opportunities for counterplay. You know, you can stopwatch his ult, you can heal or shield through it. I'm just saying he's one of the better designed assassins. Where it feels like with a good Zed, it's like, okay, maybe you just got outplayed, you know? Okay, well, at least they only got one inhibitor. Fizz is another one who's like, okay, you know, I think they found a way to relatively balance Fizz. Assassins in general are just really hard to balance. Some of those unhealthy ones, though, like LeBlanc is at the very top of the list. She's also ranged, so it's harder to, like, press her out early on. No, Zed is in nowhere remotely close to as broken as LeBlanc is. Not even in the same stratosphere. Like, a good Zed can still be good, but LeBlanc is historically... I mean, there's a reason that LeBlanc is pretty much the only assassin that gets played in pro play consistently. And while you haven't seen, like, Zed in a meta, like, picked more than once a season for, like, 5 years. Now, it's not all about, you know, solo queue is different than pro play, but Zed, I think, is even harder to play than LeBlanc is. Like, to get the maximum damage out of his kit, you have to hit multiple shurikens. You have to hit, like, 3 shurikens. That's exact. Yeah, I agree with that, Babu. So, yeah, I think Zed's the most balanced assassin, and that's why you never see him in pro play. People only play them in balanced and stuff. Or he's one of the most, like, mainstream assassins. He's just not outright trash, but at the same time, you know, is outclassed by champions like LeBlanc. We just don't have a very good team fight comp. And we can't really outsplit them. They have better assassination. They have better skirmishing potential with the LeBlanc. And I think that Ryze is in a position to beat Akali. I don't think Echo's OP. Echo can be good, but... Echo's pretty good. I don't know if I'd call him an assassin. I mean, he can blow you up. But he has, like, some decent utility to him. I don't really know how you'd classify... Wait, why was she burning? Did he smite her? I didn't see the smite. I can't. Yeah, LeBlanc's gonna be sitting there. A champion. She's like, oops, went in, doesn't look good. All right, I'm back out. That's another thing about LeBlanc. Not only can she jump in that far, but she also can't get back out. I guess they could take away her ability to jump back out. If she uses her second one in, then she can't use her W to get back out. That would feel kind of clunky, though. I think just don't let her mimic the W. Like, she can still mimic chain, she can still mimic Q, but... Like most assassins, there are definitely failed cases with her. You know, you can mess her up. It's not like everybody goes 20-0 on her, but at the same time, she's just so oppressive when she gets ahead. And Italy just doesn't matter unless you go like 5-0 before 20 minutes. Okay, thanks, Miniquo. Oh well, we had some chances there. We got back in the game with that team fight where I hit like 2 people with an ult where they were at our tier 2 and used Rift. We got back in the game after that. You know, we went up, put pressure on their tier 2, and then we just gave them like 6 kills in a row. For some reason, I think that like TF and Lucian tried to go back in when we were disengaged around the dragon area near our blue. Like, we didn't have to take that fight, but then everybody got in there, and we gave them like, I think that I mean, it was like almost literally like 5 or 6 kills in like less than a minute. People just kept falling in there, giving them free kills. Nah, Rek'Sai's acting like she did something. Dude, that was like 90% LeBlanc that game. Like 100%, it was 90%. LeBlanc. We want Nami. I don't think a lot of people, like, Nami's cool and everything, but I think people are okay with me, like, not playing Nami sometimes, because I've played, like, you know, 50 games of Nami last week. I mean, not that much, but... I mean, I might play some Nami. We'll see. Sadie, chill. That's right. That is right, Lev. I mean, she had a good KDA. It's 10-2, looks great, but a lot of that was after LeBlanc had already taken over the game. Rek'Sai was getting a lot of cleanup kills. Yeah, but it's not a lot of people play LeBlanc. She is unfair. I mean, there are counter picks, like Cassidon's good against her. But she's kind of a rare pick that a lot of people don't play. It's like banning Riven or something like that. It's like, yeah, if you run into a good Riven player, it's probably going to be lights out, but just not many people play her.
I must not fall.
Her Q used to silence, not her W. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and go Sona again, see if we can... Let's go. And I think we had chances that last game.
Only you can hear me, Summoner. What masterpiece shall we play today?
There's not a lot that can be done about that. That's just like the nature of champions that require a higher coordination. I mean, what they could do is like nerf macro stuff on certain tanks and buff their baselines, like stats. Like buff their offense, nerf their macro, which is what they're doing with a lot of tanks. I mean, you look at Sejuani, that's kind of what they did. They nerfed her tankiness and gave her a little bit more damage. But like with Tahm Kench, you'd have to nerf his ult. Like you could nerf the range on it and the cooldown on it, and then give him more damage on his Devour. If he uses his W offensively, it does even more damage. Like, they could do that. That could make something like Tahm Kench top lane oppressive if they do that, but, you know, they could do things like that. They've tried doing that They said if you devour someone offensively, it's still on a low cooldown, but if you devour them defensively, I can't really exhaust Kane before he does his damage. I have to take magic resist for the laning phase too. But yeah, I mean, that's what you'd have to do. Or like, I don't know, Alistar, give him some more damage for his all-in, and then make him less tanky on his ult at level 6. Maybe have it scale, maybe give him more scaling. Like, they could give tanks more scaling, like if you have a certain amount of armor, like, you get certain bonuses on your abilities, or like health, you get certain bonuses on your abilities. So they could add in more item scaling, because that's something that doesn't apply to pro play as much. People don't get a lot of items. So they could add in more item scaling on the tanks, and then nerf their base stats. I think she's possible to balance. I think the way that you balance is you just take away the mimicked W. She would still have, you know, 1,000 engage range. That's it. You just can't mimic W. So she'd still have the same kind of damage potential. She just wouldn't have that sort of engage range. I think that's a good place to start. I think she'd still be pretty good even if you did that.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, we're talking about support tanks, I think, primarily.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, Leo is like that, but she's not played in pro play because she's not as safe. We're talking about, like, how could you nerf pro tanks and simultaneously try to make them more viable in solo queue. I mean, that's why Leo is one of the best solo queue 80 carries up to a certain point.
Minions have spawned.
It depends on your audience, DJ. Djetic. I think it's easier to get discovered on YouTube if you have an audience of 0 that you're starting with. I think if you're already established, then Twitch can be better. Just because it depends on what kind of content you create too. Like, I come up with a lot of guides and a lot of other like non-stream stuff that helps people find the channel. And then people come and check out the guides later. But if all you do is stream, maybe Twitch is the best. It's just hard, like, starting off where you're, like, the 500th person down, you know, on League of Legends trying to stream. Versus, like, with me, you know, people look for Recon Guide or Soraka gameplay or something like that, or support tier list, and then they find the channel on that, and then they figure out that I stream. So it just kind of depends on what you're trying to do. She's just out of auto range. There we go. On her there. Sponsors giveaways. Yeah, I mean, that can work. If you want to dump a bunch of money into it, you can get yourself a good editor, giveaways and things like that. I mean, that will get you an audience, but I think that, like, just coming up with... You need to have something that distinguishes you from other people, too. Oops, screwed that one up. He's just sitting in that poison. You got a W for it? He's not even gonna, or E? Contaminate?
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Dude, please don't take extra hits. He's probably dead. Oh, he had to heal. But dude, when she has those stacks on you, you have to wait for those stacks to fall off. It's up to you. I mean, Twitch is getting better than it used to be. You used to have to be a partner to get any monetization. Now they have kind of that intermediary step where you can be an affiliate. I might take a look at Twitch. I've been meaning to do that for a while just to sort of see what's possible, because YouTube's algorithm has, I think, become a little bit less friendly towards smaller streamers over the last year. It used to, I used to get a lot more traffic from suggested videos. I'm going to save and get one more fairy charm here. Yeah, no problem, man. I just know it's tough out there. Streamers. There's a lot of competition. Trying to wait until I take a little bit of damage to use my W. I don't know where Keen is. Well, videos are 10 plus minutes on YouTube because they get higher priority. Why would you do that? Like, you know they have heal. It's like, dude, it was a terrible idea, bro. I've done all the damage to them. You do no damage. Your Twitch was 0 items. I've done like probably 70 or 80% of the damage to champions in this lane so far. I was gonna need all before I just get distracted. People just always have excuses whenever they die. You can always tell really bad AD carries because they get boots too. First item. It's like, it's terrible. Like, you're wasting so much gold for the movement speed. You're slowing down your build tremendously by doing that crap. Like, it's so bad. You should be able to sidestep skill shots with with tier 1 boots. If you can't do that, you shouldn't really be in platinum. He's not even getting killed by skill shots. Like, he's literally just choosing to walk in and die. Like, that last fight, they didn't even catch him. He walked into them. He chose to all in them. He's getting a refillable potion. Hey, what's up, Cosmos? Yeah, there should be, that button should be should be on the normal channel. You might have to go into game mode or whatever if you want to join via YouTube. Wow, for real? Okay. I guess I should have ulted her faster. I didn't want to take the kill from him. I thought he was going to instantly blow her up. I need to back. It's getting too late, probably. Dude, don't turn around and fight him! What are you doing? Stop! Like, she has a BF sword and a pickaxe. You have boots too. She's Kaisa. She has spells that do damage. You're Twitch. You don't do any damage until you get your Blade the Ruined King. That's Zyra. She does a lot of damage. I mean, I swear to God, sometimes I wonder, like, I don't know.
An enemy has been
Maybe he's off-rolled. I don't know. We can win around the Rengar. Maybe, please. Okay. Means we're good, but Rengar's getting pretty fed, I guess. Tier Zillion's worthless, though. I don't know. Yeah, they're probably on Dragon. Because they got priority. If they're smart, that's what they'll be doing. Yeah. Zoe's walking down there. Okay. Yeah, Twitch just kind of left. I guess Rengar got it. Twitch just like gave up on that play. If Twitch would have put his head down and stayed in there, or you know, used his max range of 850 on his ult instead of walking into melee combat with the Zyra.
An enemy has been slain.
Kai's is strong as hell. We got a pickaxe. She's got Infinity Edge. Alright, I'm coming middle. Okay.
Shut down.
Nice. They done goofed. Alright, I'm coming over here. I'm probably gonna be too late though. Maybe. I mean, there's one left. Yeah, we can save it.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Wow, Zillion does like 0 damage. We did get a tower for it though. Yeah, he... Hey, thanks Cosmos. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Alright, well, Twitch got a tower with solo gold. Yeah, thanks so much, buddy. That helps out a ton. You're welcome to join us on viewer nights. It's every Sunday if you want to play just some normal games with other viewers in the channel, or you can just chill. If I had power cord, I would have gotten him, but that was a dumb waste of my barrier.
An ally has been slain.
Here's something that won't wash off.
Stop pinging my ult, you clown. I'm not gonna ult the Kane. We're not gonna kill him. Come here. Okay, well I guess we got top turret. I have like no mana, guys. Yeah, I don't know if that was worth the TP. Twitch was gonna get it. I really need those mobility boots, though. I'm gonna have to sell this. I'm so slow. Yeah, Zillion speed up's really good if you have a fed person that wants to run people down. So many wards. What? Oh, alright. Nice. Yeah, use that Eye of the Herald. Yeah, the Zillion plus the Sona in these team fights with the Rengar and the Twitch is pretty gross. We're just running them down, and I'm just healing them up. Don't do Baron, don't do Baron. Just get this and reset. Release the Kraken. Hey, what's up, Stefan? Energy! Stefan's asking for the energy. Hey, yeah, if you want to sponsor on YouTube, you can definitely do that, Sammy. There should be a green button somewhere kind of near the subscribe button, I think. Okay, they gave up. Nice. Hey, thanks, D-Jetic. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Power Thirst. All right, see you, Nico. Yeah, we came back though. Sona scales really hard later in the game. It's just really hard to lose team fights unless your team's just like hard ending. And you know, the Rengar was able to get us through the mid game until Twitch finally got some items. Then a couple of those key fights, you know, we just took them down. So that was good. 2:30. Have I only been streaming for 2:36? Okay, we'll play. I might only be able to do one more because I do have to get up in the morning and take care of my daughter. I'm trying to get more sleep today, or like just get more sleep in general. Then I can crank out guides faster and just do more stuff during the day, be more productive. Yeah, Twitch did all right. Okay, let me use the bathroom here real quick, and I'll be back. Yeah, I'm not really sure why YouTube's why it's so hard to sign up for stuff. Probably not doing Vagar next match, man. It's game 3 of promos. Wow, that was actually really good. We lost hardly anybody when I went to, like, go to the bathroom and give the cat some food for, like, 3 minutes. That's got to be a first. We lost, like, 8 people or something. That's not too bad. Oh, hey, Sammy. Yeah, YouTube might be weird about that. I don't know, man. You can do it via PayPal. I know you're a member via PayPal. PayPal doesn't care. PayPal will take your money. Yeah, I'm just gonna ban Leo, I think, because Vayne's just like Lucian and Vayne are like equally sort of rough to deal with, but Leona is like a unique kind of engaged tank that's like hard to deal with. I don't know. Alright, so we dropped frames for a moment there, but it seems like it may have stabilized. Hey, that's alright, Carlos. I appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate you just anytime you want to show up. They've been okay, in and out. I think we lost one of the promo games. I think we won 2 to get up here. So I think we're 3-1. I don't know, Sammy. Sorry, man. I don't make the rules. You're welcome. You know, anytime you want to donate $5 over to help, you know, PayPal will take it. I'll take it for sure. YouTube just likes losing money. All they're really losing out on is their share. Like, they take, you know, $1.50 out of that 5. There's probably some legal crap. I mean, to be honest, YouTube gets, like, so much scrutiny from, like, every sponsor, every, like, you know, government agency, all of this stuff. Leo just has no way to clear the jungle, basically. Like, yeah, she's got really good CC and ganks, especially post-6, but unless they say something like she can proc her sunlight on jungle monster camps, then she's not going to be a jungler. If she can proc her own sunlight on jungle monsters, then maybe. I'll just stick with Sona. It's a little rough into Jarvan, but...
What masterpiece shall we play today?
But any enchanter is going to be rough in a Jarvan. What's better to build? Hey, what's up, Timmy? Zeke's Convergence or Knight's Vow? It depends on the champion. It depends on the situation. Usually, if it's like an engaged tank, then Zeke's. Something like a Leona, if your AD carry's competent. But if your AD carry's like 0-4 and you need to play around your jungler or your mid laner or something like that, you know, then you might have to just go with Knight's Vow if Zeke's is not going to help him that much. Zeke's was nerfed a few patches ago. It's still pretty good. It's just not as good as it was. But yeah, you kind of have to read the situation. Knight's Vow obviously is going to give you more personal, like, health, more personal stats. But then Zeke's is going to give a bit more damage to your, usually your AD carry. And there are some champs like Rakan that will almost always get Zeke's first just because they only get half of the value of Knight's Vow because he's considered ranged. What do you want in a jungler? New jungler besides Vi. Well, Vi is getting buffed. Next patch. I think some of the best junglers right now, like Karthus is still good if you go on Karthus. As far as like tanky engaged junglers, I think Nunu's still pretty far up there. Sejuani can be decent. A lot of the better junglers are going to be fighter types of junglers. Ivern can be good. Hey, what's up, Leah? Damn it, they have Vayne and Vlad. Ugh. It's pretty gross. Sona, it's going to be hard to heal through Vayne's damage. We do have, like, my ult can stun her. Lissandra can stun her. Kai'Sa does scale pretty well, too. Zin's alright.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Jarvan's becoming a lot better too.
Dear Spee, hope this donation finds you well. Here is the $5 you refuse to accept. Also, I am thinking of a bonus VN this Friday. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, if you want to do a viewers night Friday, sure. If you want to donate for that. Have a Leona 2.0, which is Alistar. I don't think Alistar is as threatening as Leona is. I mean, Alistar is good, but Leona has way better engage at level 6. Like, Alistar really needs flash a lot of times to engage. Kindred scales really well, too. So, I mean, this should be a good game. I think the comps are okay. Yeah. Gragas is decent as well if you want, like, an AP threat that also has some engage. That dude's name's Pang. Hopefully that's not double lift. I don't think it is. I'm sure there are lots of people with the name of Pang out there. I mean, Alistar can definitely be a threat, for sure. I just don't think he's in solo queue as rough as Leona is, at this elo bracket anyways. He's a lot better in pro and challenger than Leona is, but a lot of that's because of his early dive potential, which just doesn't really get utilized that well. He's not really stepping up and, like, threatening me that much yet on the wave, so I can get up and get some decent harass in. Please tell me they get something out of this.
An ally has been slain.
Oh, God. No, it's not double lift. We would have been able to tell pretty quickly if it was double lift, I think. This guy keeps tumbling forward, like eating extra autos. It'd be cool if Kai'Sa stepped up, you know, and did something, but that's fine. Why would you use a Q on that? I'm about to get knocked into this wall here. I'm just going to have to hit the Alistar because Vane's not stepping up. I mean, yeah, it just depends. I mean, if we give more visibility for it, like you can promote it on the Discord if you donate for it, if you're sure you want to do it this Friday. You know, I can talk about it on stream some too. In general, the turnout's been, you know, fairly low on viewers' nights compared to the past. It's just kind of inconsistent. Like sometimes we have a lot of people, sometimes we don't. I mean, it means the people that do show up that want to play get to play a lot of games. That's good. Whoa, Vlad went... the ring? And healing potion, okay. Why would you chase the Vayne under the tower instead of turning on the Alistar? Well, this game's gonna be really hard. Kindred, okay, Lissandra got some kills. Like, he should have let the Vayne go once the Vayne left and turned and started hitting the Alistar. Yeah, they're looking pretty confident, man. I don't know. Yeah, Yeah, Vlad, I think, was gonna come back down. Lissandra is up a lot of CS now. She heals up so much. But I don't have a lot of mana. Oh, the customs. Yeah. I mean, I had always warned about customs for those reasons that people were sort of talking about. It's like, it's cool in theory, but in practicality, it's just so difficult to balance it, 'cause it just depends on who's showing up. And then there's always kind of the feels bad. It's like, well, hold on, we can't have you on our team, man, because, you know, we've got to balance out for this other thing on the other team. So go on the other team. So I know it's fun. We can get like the 5v5 going where, you know, you get more people into the game. So when we are getting like 20 or, I don't know, we're getting a lot of people for those customs, I feel like, and people don't have to wait for as long, but it can just kind of be, it feels bad. It's like, oh man, I have this. Okay, well, we forced Vayne's. Vayne and Alistar's flash. Oh, she could have queued and probably killed him if it was off cooldown. Fuck, I thought he didn't have flash. He just walked out, I guess. Damn it. I thought he flashed out. They're gonna get this dragon. They're gonna get a couple of plates. Yeah, we shouldn't have gone that far up. Yeah. We did get Herald, but yeah, we kind of walked into that. I didn't think the Alistar. I thought Alistar didn't have flash, honestly. I just wasn't keeping up. He just walked out of my ult. So I think that Kai'Sa could have killed the Vayne if she queued, because Vayne was isolated for a moment there. Hit her with the W. They're gonna be right there, though. I'm pretty sure they back after killing the dragon. Real? Okay, or not. So he didn't come up and stop me from trying to clear this ward. But he does come at me. I guess I just assumed they backed because he didn't try to contest me for that ward. It was unfortunate. I shouldn't have gone up that far, I suppose. I'm gonna dive her now. actually living bot lane. I mean, why should he leave, though? You know, they're getting a lot of value out of it.
Your turret has been destroyed.
A lot of people don't like the voice chat, though. Sometimes, like, it's just not worth the voice chat. Like, sometimes it's all right, but the issue is I can't do any analysis when there's a voice like thing going on. And a lot of people watch me for my commentary. I mean, I'm not a challenger level player, obviously, but it's for the commentary. And it's like, yeah, like we gained some voice chat out of that, but I can't comment on anything, and like that's the main thing. Not only can I not comment on the game, but I can't interact with the other people in chat because everyone's talking all the time when we're on the Discord chat. So if someone comes in and they're like, hey, which support do you think is good this patch? Or hey, you know, I keep my allies keep feeding, how do I win? You know, or ask questions like that, I can't answer because, you know, someone will say something random while I'm in the middle of an explanation. Which is fine when y'all are in the chat. You don't have to worry about me being in there, but
Shut down.
so one of these. I need to progress my build. I'm gonna have to get this.
An enemy
So I
has
really
been
need an item
slain.
right now.
Killing spree. Double kill.
There is some comment, but there's commentary with the chat though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I do, like, I play stuff that I don't normally play a lot of times. So if people want to hear me offer some commentary about Vayne or offer some commentary about Nunu or whatever, you know, then they're not going to get to hear it most nights. Okay, Kindred and Yorick are getting pretty fed. I don't think anyone has, like, not shown up to viewer night because I don't interact with the voice chat anymore, from what I understand. I think sometimes some things critique how people sound or how people talk in viewers night. I've heard that some too. When I'm in Discord, they're like, oh, that guy, you know, sounds whatever, X or Y. You know, they're making fun of the way that people talk sometimes. That's another thing, or just like people's outbursts or mannerisms, you know, when we're in Discord. And I know that has definitely turned some people off as well. And just like the way that people talk. Like, there are some people that complain about a lot of stuff. I mean, I know I complain about some things too, but we got blasted. Yeah, they were really spread out. I could have ulted like Jarvan or something. So that's part of it too, is, you know, there are some people that, you know, they don't have a radio voice, or they just constantly say stuff or whatever that's either a little off color or just is not really conducive, like it's not really what a lot of people want to hear, you know? But, I don't know. I just don't think there's a lot to be gained from. I mean, like, there's some, of course. It's fun to interact and to talk, and you can learn how to shot call and things like that. I mean, we could do a push-to-talk thing. But also, when I'm not in there and other people in Discord, you know, you're free to talk however you want. You can share your dirty jokes or, you know, say whatever you want about the enemy and use whatever kind of language you want and all that kind of stuff. So it does give other people that are in there a bit more freedom to... Or if you just want a more private kind of conversation, that can happen too. If you want to talk about your day to the people, you know, in the Discord, but, you know, during a game... But you don't want the whole stream to hear it, that can happen. Or you just don't want to hear me, like you want to be able to talk and not have me talking the whole time. If you want to have an actual conversation with other people during the game, you know, you can do that. But I don't know. I think there's way more perks to me not being in the Discord than being in the Discord sometimes. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes I get in there, but... Being on Discord with, like, one other person or something, like Roach or a duo, that's a little bit different, because, you know, there's not as many voices going on. It's just him and I having, like, a conversation. I mean, yeah, that's a huge thing, Sammy, is, like, the disparity in skill, I think is the main reason why... some people, especially some of our higher elo people, don't show up as often as they used to.
An ally has been slain.
Murdered by Bane. Maybe I should just ban Bane. I don't know. I had been banning Bane so much. But, Leo's so good against Sona in general. Which, I mean, a lot of people can't help it. They're just doing their thing. They're just trying to win, you know? It's just like, particularly with those custom games or whatever, you know, if you get diamonds on a team and then you get, you know, not diamonds on a team, then that can be a problem.
A summoner has disconnected.
I think that's the thing, though, is it's just like a lot of people on off-roll, and sometimes there are really bad nights and just mismatch games, you know? Like, there are definitely some viewer nights where we go, like, 0-6 or something. You know, and some people just, you know, would rather just watch or, like, do something else, you know? Kindred had her ult, I mean... I don't know. I think if she ulted, we maybe could have changed that around, but... Kai'Sa's still AFK.
Your turret has been destroyed.
It's rough. We might play another couple of games. I really wanted to get, like, some more sleep, but... I don't know. We'll see how many people are on. If we have 100 people watching, then I'll play another game. I don't know how many we have. If it's a little bit lower than that, maybe I'll just go to sleep. So I do have to get up at like 8:30 because I have to go to a meeting on campus. I have to be there by 10, but I have to go pick up my mom from the other side of town. She wants to look after Rory while I go to this meeting. We don't have daycare coverage for Wednesdays. Usually I don't teach on those days. I can't walk that way. not even sure if we can contest anything, honestly. Okay, well, maybe. I know it's basically 4v5, so.
Another voice in the cacophony of waves.
Sucks. We'd probably be winning this if, God, if Kaisa were here. I mean, a lot of people are trying out Apex and stuff like that too. Like, there's a lot more competition for League than there used to be, so I don't know. And kids are busy with school and things. It's just kind of the cyclical nature of the game. And a lot of people, you know, just like to support and just chill and, you know, not necessarily play. Okay, wow.
Double kill. Triple kill.
Jesus. Okay, maybe we just win the 4v5. Did they just surrender? Maybe they don't notice that Kaisa's AFK? I've been kind of wanting to try out Kindred. I don't know if she'd be my cup of tea, but as a jungler. Is that more important than a control ward? Maybe. I think we need the right, just raw power for this next fight here. If we can fight him 4v4 without Akali. Yeah, Yorick's still a beast. They are nerfing him some next patch. I forgot. Or did they do it on this patch? I can't remember. I think it's next patch they're nerfing him a little bit, but... This Kindred's like going off too. They won without the Kindred though. missed it. Damn, almost pressed the wrong button. Used to it being on my T key. It was actually on a different key, though. They just can't do enough healing to get through the Sona. And, like, we just have so much DPS. Like pressing all my keys. I was like, why is Redemption not coming down? I had it on the wrong key. All right, so that's how little the AD carry matters. A lot of time on my team, it's like they literally just AFK out of the game for 15 minutes and we can still win if we have a good jungler. Everyone in the other roles did pretty well. Yeah, if you want to do the viewers night on Friday, just let me know, Sammy. You know, I'll try to promote it. Yeah, we pulled it back without the 80 carry. What is that? Is that Korean? Yikes. She was pinging that she was having some lag issues, so I won't report her. I guess she just stopped feeding them, and that was, you know, we could win after that. Yeah, Sammy's thinking of donating for a viewers night on Friday, yeah. We were just talking about that, David. I think that turns a lot of people off that are playing in the games. I know you like Toos, your boy Toos, a lot. It's just like, he just runs over people, though, in those games. Like, yeah, promos were looking grim. I mean, I'll play anything that people want to play, but it's just, like, it's just really hard to balance those games. Especially because we don't have as many of the higher elo people, like, on these days. But, I mean, if people want to do that. No, there's no minimum skill requirement. No, anyone can play. That's part of the fun. I mean, if we are, you know, if we're matched up against other people in normals, then, you know, it'll make it appropriately a lot of times. I mean, sometimes it's going to be really far off. You know, if you have people that are, like, platinum or diamond, all the way down to, like, people that are, like, in bronze and iron, then, you know, the matchmaking system's going to have a hard time with that. But, you know, at least there's that. Also, when we're playing, like, you know, part of the fun on stream is, like, critiquing other stuff, too, that people are doing. And when it's, like, viewer on viewer, it can feel bad because you're always, like, if you say anything critical about anyone, you know, in any of the games, then it can be, it feels bad, versus, like, if it's just sort of random people that are out there that are never going to hear us talking about them or whatever, and people want to critique their flash or, you know, their build or whatever's going on, then, you know, sometimes that's part of the fun. Did you drop your sub? I didn't see you drop your sub, Nico. When did you unsub? Or are you trolling? I'm sure Sammy can spot you. I mean, Sammy donates $100 for viewers night, like, if he wants to do one of those special viewers nights. So we can, you know, anyone that Sammy wants to play on those viewer nights, they can play. If Sammy wants to open it up to everybody, you know, on the stream or just members, you know, it's Sammy's night. Whatever Sammy wants to do with the stream for $100, he can do whatever he wants to do. Okay, maybe I missed it. Oh, okay, yeah, Jorge. Huh. And we could call it Sammy's night if you want to. Yeah, I mean, you know, for that kind of donation. Well, obviously within reason, Lev. That's going to be it for the games. We are over 100, but we did just win the series. I think ending on a high note versus the 4v5 can be good. So, you know, I did want to keep going at 100, but I also have to get up at like 8. And I'm trying to like get at least 6 or 7 hours of sleep so I don't have to take a nap in the afternoon or early evening so I can be more productive. But yeah, if he wants to donate for that, or, you know, if someone wants to sponsor somebody else, you know, we don't technically have gifted subs or whatever, but, you know, if you just donate $5 for somebody else and you say, hey, I want this person to be able to come to members night or whatever, we can do that. You know, that's actually happened with a couple of extra people. You know, there have been some people that have been, you know, subbed by other people. Okay. You're going to make it official, so this Friday then? Okay. Okay, so anyone that wants to come out, you know, it's up to Sammy how he wants to do it, but if we're low on numbers, we could just pull in random people off the stream that want to play as well. So, you know, maybe that could make it a little more interesting, doing a night like that. Add to the waifu list. But yeah, so come on out, check out the viewers nights. We'll play some interesting stuff on Friday. And then we'll have the standards viewer night on Sunday. Maybe I'll take some requests from what people want to see. I can throw up some straw polls, try to make it a little more interactive and fun. But yeah, anyone that wants to come out, and then I will promote that in my videos that I have upcoming, and I'll talk about it in the stream. I can put like an announcement at the stream over the next couple of days. We can throw out I'll throw out a tweet about it. We can put it on Discord. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll call that Sammy's night, Sammy's viewer night, or whatever. So very cool. Anyways, that's going to be it for the stream. So, pretty good night overall. I think circling back to the Sona was probably a good call. She just scales so hard. It's like, even if you have a bad early game, she's just the queen of team fighting. You know, she doesn't have as much kill threat as Nami in the laning phase, but at the same time, AD carries just feel very lackluster. I think AD carry as a role is very strong, but maybe I'm just like, I don't know. It just feels like we haven't personally had strong AD carries in the last couple of days. But, you know, maybe that's just selective memory. I don't know. Maybe I was playing the lane poorly. I was pretty tired. Oh, thank you so much, Sammy.
Yay.
Hey, thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. Thanks, Jake. Sam's in charge. I like it. But, yeah, we'll get back at it. But yeah, I really like taking Barrier too. I tried that on Lulu also. That just feels really good. Like, Ignite on these enchanters feels kind of lackluster. I don't know. Usually you're just not close enough to put it on a high priority target. And a lot of times we have scaling AD carries anyways in these games. You know, we have things like Twitch, Kaisa, you know, that type of stuff. We had a lot of Kaisas. And so having that barrier just helps keep you safe against assassins a lot of times, later stages of the game. Gives you so much extra protection, and if you stay up, usually you can heal and CC and do all that stuff enough to keep other people up as well. So exhaust feels lackluster. you know, Ignite to an extent feels kind of lackluster. You do lose some all-in power in the laning phase, but you have a lot more protection, particularly later in the game. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hope everybody enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come check it out. I'll have patch notes and the support tier list video ready for you tomorrow, probably by the mid-afternoon. I'll release those. I also have a Mordekaiser guide coming up, Jack's Jungle, Twitch Jungle, Kane Jungle, all sorts of guides. I've got a huge stack of guides I need to get through, and I actually have a little bit of time over the next couple of days. So I'll be working on those, releasing them. I'll try to do 1 or 2 per day until I get through them. Then we'll have all the tier lists coming out also. So yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. See everybody next time.